Welcome back, beautiful beings, to the channel. I am Shika, and today I'm going to be going over the Taurus new moon that is happening on May 8th, 2024, and what you need to know, how it will affect you 3 days before, the day of, and 3 days after. In this video, we're going to be thoroughly going over the energetic channel messages of what exactly this moon is all about. And I'm also going to be talking about the numerology meaning of this exact date, some plants that are going to support you, and also a channeled card reading at the end. So I'm really excited for this video. Before we deep dive into the energy updates for the Taurus new moon, do a favor and give this video a thumbs up, like, subscribe, and put notification bells. It helps the community a lot. It also helps for more people to work with the moon and work with the energies of this moon and working with nature, as right now we are in a time where nature is calling us home. So I would love for you to share this with anyone that feels resonant to this. And yeah, just seeing you in the future videos and community. Couple announcements I want to share. The first thing is we are having a Taurus new moon breathwork on May 8th at 5 to 8 p.m. Eastern time. It will be on via Zoom. It's a 3 to 3.5 hour beautiful ceremony where we go over a beautiful opening circle. We set our intentions for the Taurus new moon together. I guide you through a somatic breath work, which is so beautiful, so many benefits to help regulate the nervous system, help you connect with the energies of this beautiful Taurus new moon, as you'll see in this video. And we'll be closing the space with an integration circle and a closing circle ceremony. So love being able to offer them. And I'm actually going to be offering breathwork for consistently the next month and a half. So you can go and register for the other ones for the moon cycles for the next month and a half. And I'd love to see you there. You can register down below in the link. The last thing I want to share with you is retreats. I am so grateful to be collaborating with some amazing medicine carriers and medicine facilitators. I will be collaborating with 𝐥𝐤𝐤 Healing Retreats, as well as collaborating with �ฑ𝐤𝐤𝐤 again next year in April 2025, as well as February 2025 for 𝐥𝐤𝐤 Madre ceremonies. So if you are interested in sitting with 𝐥𝐤𝐤, or you want to go check out my latest video that I talk about 𝐥𝐤𝐤, knowing if you have the call, if you feel like you're sensing I have a call that I want to sit with the medicine, this is an opportunity to work with master plants, connecting with healing your physical body, sitting with 𝐥𝐤𝐤 Madre and what she has to offer in multiple ceremonies, Bobinsana. And also for those of you interested in the one with 𝐥𝐤𝐤 retreats, this is an opportunity for people who are feeling called to work with plants, connect with plants, and support the collective in that way. It is a shamanic initiation that's happening for a full month in the Amazon of Peru. And if you feel like you want to start with just your healing and your process of that to help the collective through your own vessel, as well as help heal yourself, I would highly suggest you applying to the retreats down below. And we also have the Divine Dharma retreat, which is happening this June. There are 3 spots available, and this is a beautiful retreat training that's happening in Canada to support you through plant medicine, healing, learning about smudging, learning about chakras, learning about the various ways to work with the elements of nature. And yeah, I would love to see you there and joining me. This is one I'll be hosting in June with me. So I'm really excited to serve Kambo and other plants. And yeah, there's so much. Just go and take a look down by the link tree and you'll see all the offerings. Let's get into the Taurus new moon. I've been really enjoying doing these channel messages with you guys, and there was a lot that came up for this Taurus new moon. I'm debating on possibly doing like a little live with you guys if more things come up. So if you would be interested in that, put a rainbow emoji down below, and I would love to do a deeper one, but I also went really deep in this. So let's start with the first thing for this Taurus new moon, which is any Taurus is in the house. Do you have Taurus in your chart? If you know a Taurus, let me know down below in the comments. We're starting with stability is not being created authentically will be shown. So let me just go a little bit deeper on what that means for this May 8th, 2024, for this Taurus new moon, 3 days before, the day of, and 3 days after. If there is an area of your life that feels unstable, that feels chaotic, that feels stressful, that feels anxious, this Taurus new moon is going to lovingly bring this energy into the space of us really reflecting on taking responsibility of where we are not authentically holding stability that is realistic to us. You, me, we're both different beings, right? And we have to understand that we go through different seasons in our life. Now, after the multiple 2.5 months of constant purging and clearing and movement of so many ways in our life, some of you shared that you're leaving, your job, or a loved one has passed away, or that you've expressed that a big change of just your identity has shifted. And in those times, one of the biggest things I always share people, especially as a medicine carrier, is integration is 85% of the work. So this Taurus New Moon is bringing you to integrating your stability of your healing, to stabilize your healing in this actual physical body by working through the root of your being, working with the earth element, and authentically showing up what feels good for you to feel safe in your body. So if there's any way that you're just looking up on YouTube, looking up online and figuring out this is the best meditation, what is the best way to make money, what is the best way when it's coming from a space of mind and not heart, you will feel a void. So this is an opportunity for you to recreate your everyday routine, your everyday rituals, and asking yourself, what is it that is going to allow me to feel stable and safe in all the healing that I've done? How can I integrate this in my everyday life, step by step, nourishing those changes, nourishing these awakenings, nourishing these health shifts or changes, because I know a lot that happened for the last collective, the last moon, last month. For a lot of you, is this Taurus New Moon is bringing in, just really committing to showing up the best you can. And when we can take that one step forward every single day, this Taurus New Moon is showing us that we can get a lot of things done when we can go at our own pace, not in the pace that you think everyone else wants you to be at. The second thing you need to know about this Taurus New Moon that's happening on May 8th, 2024, 3 days before the day of and 3 days after, not feeling bad to make choices to satisfy self and taking care of oneself. For those of you who are the natural healers, the natural givers, the natural, I'm the person that everyone goes to when something's an issue in my life, when something happens. Well, guess what? This Taurus New Moon means nothing about that, and it's about all of you. It's about redirecting your energy into self. It's about redirecting your energy into what satisfies me. And for a lot of you, maybe, or some of you, should I say, it may sound like a very weird question to ask yourself. What does satisfy me? Because maybe I don't know what satisfies me. Maybe I've been spending all of my time recently feeding other people, helping other people, especially for those of you who are also space holders or maybe help people in the nature of your work. You are being called to kind of put a break on that and to really take this time to fill your cup as much as you can. Because when you do that, you are actually filling the cups of those you help. Right? I think we forget that sometimes. We're told in this like really reverse culture that it's about the work we do and how much we work and how much we show up. And if that is something that is still true into your programming, we get that from where? We get that from our ancestors. We get that from those who walked before us, because they didn't feel that they had a permission or the ability to satisfy themselves. They were too busy satisfying the rhetoric of expectation of how they should be in society, how they should be by their family, how they should be at work. And now it's like you're getting the healing and nourishment to kind of allow that integration of what you've learned, of how much the last 2.5 months you have been feeling and like erupting within self, of how much energy you put out, right? The last 2 months was training on your energy exchange, on abundance, on life, on many levels. So if any way in your life the past couple months, for some of you, that's why you had to leave your job, or you had to leave a relationship, or you had to redirect your dynamic in relationships, is because you have noticed that the way that you were putting your energy towards people and things were really not supporting you or the other person. So you are asked to really ask, how can I take care of myself during this new moon in Taurus, 3 days before the day of and 3 days after, May 8th, 2024. And if the question is, I don't know, asking your guides, show me how to take care of myself, show me how to satisfy myself. And maybe your guides will cancel a hangout that you had with a friend, hours after that your friend says, oh, I can't make it because XYZ. This is them showing you that when things like this happens, maybe at first you weren't actually feeling committed to go hang out with them anyways. And that energy was able to be translated and telecommunicated through the ethers, through the unseen, right? So how many times do we think that we're taking care of other people and we say yes to things or we support people, when in turn in our being, it's coming from a space of feeling that we want to be chosen, we want to be loved, we want to be satisfied. We're actually doing it, and this is unintentionally for a malice intent, where we're giving with the expectation of an reaction or a result or whatnot, right? One of the biggest things I always share with people, and this might resonate with some of you, especially those in the space of wanting to help other people, servicing, my Earth Dharma students, all of those things, is that it's really funny. The more I put less expectation, that when I would do a healing with people, that they have the opportunity and I'm there to be their cheerleader, but if they don't take that healing or they don't accept it, I don't hold that on my back, because it doesn't offend me. Before it used to offend me. So this is a great teaching why I'm storytelling this for this Taurus New Moon, is like, what things do you do that people's reaction offends you or makes you feel like you're less worthy, or you're less giving, right? Because that's teaching you how you give yourself and how you put that on a back burner, right? You can easily give to people, but you're expecting that energy of them being happy or proud of you, or patting you on the back or saying thank you, is what you think is fueling your cup. But really it's not. It really is not. We have to go back to the basics, keeping it simple, of understanding that when we feel ourselves, when that person does say thank you, when that person does share their story, that it's an added bonus, and it's in that humbleness of our hearts of like, we didn't expect that, but we are celebrating them with nothing connected to self. That is called selfless service. Right? It's the ability to abundantly pour in yourself and take care of yourself, and also abundantly pay forward, which is why Taurus New Moon is a great time to give money from your hearts, if it feels good, to charities, or to give to organizations or whatever have you. This is a great time to do that, or to invest in self. It's a great time to invest. I'll go into that in a little bit. But if it's going to come in a non-authentic way, you're going to be in a space of a loss. This could be actually losing money. This could be actually losing something. This could be losing feeling of the sense of belonging in self. So just so I'm clear, stay with your hearts of understanding the difference with taking care of yourself and authentically giving and showing up with people in a grounded way, where it's not coming from a place that you expect that person's energy or reaction to be a certain way. Because when we do that, and I see this a lot, not only with space holders, but us as a society, as a collective, is we see that we are mistaking self-love to self-love to others as self-love. Do you see what I'm saying? They're different, and they're different energies. And this is where we can find it being a little messy, where we find ourselves in these situations and we're supporting someone when we really don't want to. So Taurus New Moon is teaching us to really understand when self-love, when you need to balance that energy of saying no or yes to something. And also when you can give to that person when you are in an energy of balance, as opposed to showing up because you feel like you have to and you actually don't want to be there. And even though you show up and you're actually doing the thing, your energy is saying another thing. Your actions, your words, and your spirit are not in alignment. So really looking at the word taking care of self while being of service of others, not taking care of others, being of service to others, because we don't want to take the person's power away. We're just enhancing and being that helping hand. That is integrity of self-service and serving to others. So that was a long tangent, but I just want to share that came so deeply through. And I feel like that was meant for someone. So if this resonated with you, let me know with a pink heart emoji and share what came up for you in the comments. What really to you, you know? Taurus New Moon, that's happening on May 8th. So 2024, 3 days before the dam and 3 days after. The next thing to know about this specific day is, where in your life are you not respecting yourself? What are some new habits that can support you to respect yourself? Write that down. Write that down right now. It's going to help you. This is a great prompt to do and to journal about, whether that's journaling through your voice note or journaling through speaking or journaling through writing, is asking yourself, where am I not respecting myself, right? Where am I not? And when I say respecting, it's understanding to listen and seeing self And in that, receiving and making a decision and supporting and to feel safe, whatever that decision or whatever that action is with the intention to allow your being to feel safe in oneself. That's respect. Respect is being able to see self and treat self as wanted to be treated. Not as what they were expected, as the judgments of others are expected to be treated, whatever it is. It's not from a third party or outside of you, it's within you. And to sit with that. Again, new moons are all about environment, family, emotions, values, and beliefs. So we're going to be seeing what are our beliefs about respecting ourselves. How do these translate in our actions and allowing us to feel the way we're feeling? So for example, if this Taurus new moon 3 days before the day and 3 days after, for May 8th, 2024, you're feeling burnt out, well then maybe you're not respecting yourself by constantly not listening to yourself when your body is feeling out of balance and it has found you to do nothing. And now you're laying in bed and you're just so exhausted. You're like, why am I at this point? Because the moon, the cycles have been trying to tell you, hey, we need to slow down. We need to kind of integrate all the great wisdom. Stop chasing after fixing and the healing and the doing and start sitting and being with yourself, because that is more powerful to allow you to be authentic and abundant as you will. And as it is written to be. So what are some of the new habits that can support you to respect yourself? And once you've been able to kind of notice and feel into breathing into your body, meditating, I'm gonna have a meditation for you guys that I'll record as the next video for the Taurus new moon. So make sure you follow along for that and put notification bells. And you can do this 3 days before the day of and 3 days after to support you with this deep question. It will uncover it deeper for you. The next thing is to be aware of shopaholic bypassing at this time of happiness. Come on, be honest. Put a little shopping bag down below. If you notice, as soon as you are off or imbalanced, you're angry or sad or feeling depleted or feeling like you don't have enough of something within yourself or in your environment, your everyday life, you just go online and you shop. You know, you go to a store and you shop. You go to, what are your favorite places? And this is what you consider as shop therapy. Now, I'm not shaming you. Everyone has their things, right? But what I am telling you is to be aware that when we are doing that, that the emotion is still there. We might feel good for a couple hours in the day, but you can't buy happiness. There's a reason why we say that. So this Taurus new moon is like saying, remember that material things are not happiness. And that maybe for some of you, you're having your eureka moment. And I'm going to talk about this in the numerology part of this video. You're having this eureka moment of like, wow, I just cracked the code. That this specific thing I always buy, or this store I shop at, or this thing I do is always when I'm in this emotion. It's always when I feel like I have a lack of this. It's always when this happens, right? I used to joke around with one of my girlfriends that I would give her the exact date and range of when she would blow up and have an experience, because it was literally like clockwork with the moon. Like it was just like, I literally knew like the day, the exact time, everything, when she is going to have her breakdown. And it was because she was programming herself that this was a way to victimize self and to allow others to feel bad for her so she can get that self-love outside of herself when she had everything she needed to move through the shadow she received. And yes, I'm that friend that will tell you as it is, as I am here with you guys and your friend, where I just tell you as it is, because if I don't, then, you know, that's not being respectful to you or the other, right? So just noticing your guides and this message here with your guides channeling through that, where are you bypassing with material things, and what are the patterns, you know, certain foods, certain things that are repetitive at certain seasons of your life. Another thing I want to share with you is Taurus new moon on May 8th, 2024, 3 days before the day of and 3 days after, before we go into the numerology, is accepting self for who you are, not what makes you feel comfortable in the environment and the relationships that are not aligned with your soul. Woo! Mic drop, right? So this is basically telling you that, are you accepting yourself and the comfort and the environment you're in? This is what Taurus new moon is all about. It's going to tell you if the house you're in doesn't feel comfortable and how to change it up to make you feel comfortable, or it's going to bring probably an amazing post of a new apartment to rent. And you are going to feel this is exactly what I want. This is how the new era that I want to step into. And I'm calling that in, and here it is, right? So a lot of you are noticing that your root, like your environment, your home is shifting at this time. And you're having a new relationship with your current space or the space that you've been calling in that is coming up, whether that is moving and signing a new lease or whether that is, you know, writing a new document. I do see for the collective during this month, just a little note for you, some of you that have been going house shopping or home shopping or space shopping, you're going to find the place. Just make sure you're not in a space of urgency. You are allowing yourself to be in that authentic place and sticking with that question. Do I feel like I am getting my needs from this place? Okay, because I do see a lot of agreements. I do see a lot of big deals. Some of you are going to get like a big abundant deal around this Taurus new moon going into the end of this month for the Sagittarius full moon. You're going to get like this big, in the mid of the month, you're going to get a big contract that will change your life. Like, and I don't want to say this for everyone, but for some of you, you are going to receive, and for others who don't get that contract, you're getting a contract on a spirit level of something that's a eureka moment. And again, this brings us perfectly to the numerology meaning of this Taurus new moon that's happening May 8th, 2024, 3 days before the day of and 3 days after. So how I calculate this is I really add the date, I add the month, I add the year, and then I get this number. Sometimes when it's a double digit, depending on the number, I will give two numbers and what they mean. So for the numerology meaning for this specific Taurus new moon that's happening May 8th, 2024, we added it to 21. 21 is a master number. So for some of you that are year 21 or your personal year 21, or 21 is a big number for you, tune really loudly because this is going to be a big month for you, and let me know down by the comments. So what a master number is, essentially, it's a number that holds deep wisdom, and I like to call it the ancient number. So this ancient number is holding up for you to cracking the code on something big, on abundance, on receiving. And this is through your process of giving yourself so much at this time that you're finally getting to understand what it actually is that you're looking for. That you're actually looking for through the material things you're buying and through life and through work and all those things. Like, what is your soul feeling like it's missing? And now it's like, I'm not missing that anymore. I don't need that anymore. It's like, we don't need that anymore. So you're cracking a big code this Taurus new moon. This is huge. This is, and on some big abundance space. So again, like I said, the biggest themes I'm seeing and I'm channeling for the collective, and this might be you if it resonates, you know yourself more, right? So just listening to your body, and what resonates, take, what doesn't in this video, throw it away. But it is definitely going to bring more contracts for people with work agreements and investments. This is a great time as we have Jupiter happening right now, hitting some big notes for all of us. And this doesn't happen often. So what Jupiter is the planet of abundance. And with this Taurus new moon in conjunction with the Jupiter, we're seeing this aspect cracking a code in your abundance. You are now changing a new attraction of money because of this one contract that you got signed, because of this big gig that you got, this big deal you got, because of this raise, this pay raise. Like, it's something beyond just the money. It's like something deeper within you that energetically you have attracted this into your life. Your existence and your connection to the outside world explodes. So you have this new awakening and awareness of insight of how you are connected and why you're connected to this world, why you're connected to this family, why you're connected to this job position, why you're connected to these life experiences. And you are also going to be more optimistic at this time and this day. It's also a really lucky day for a lot of people. So again, we're hitting with May 8th, right? Which is the infinite day. The number is 8, but we also have 2024 being the year of 8, right? So we're hitting a lot of 8, and it's the 5th month. So there are major changes of abundance that will open up your whole life with these two frequencies of 8, and 5, right? Before we even added it to the master number of 21. So this is why this number is so powerful. Now let's hit it with the 3. When we add 2 and 1, 21, it gives you 3, which is an angel number. It's an archangel number as well. So if you connect with Archangel Michael, Archangel Ariel, any of the archangels, any of the big, orishas, this is where they come in with the 3. And 3 is life force energy, vitality. It's also feeling happy and excited. You are been waiting so long. Your soul's been waiting so long to feel nourished, to feel everything you're feeling right now. And it's finally getting that and some. So you are feeling this sense of stability in self now after listening and taking the notes of everything I shared of what you need to know for this Taurus new moon. Once you've applied those things, this is what you activate within you. So it's up to you. This is literally what it comes down to. It is up to you to decide if you want to crack that code within yourself of that abundance, crack that code of self-care and self-love, vitality, and life force energy. And it's also a time of fertility. So I will say that this month, some of you are going to either be birthing a child, or you will also be, for some of you, unexpectedly. So those who weren't expecting will have a child. And if you're not trying for children, or you're single, or maybe you just, that is not what you're calling in, you are also birthing a new project, like something huge that is going to change your life. And this is where the 21 comes in. Talk about a nonchalant new moon in Taurus. I'm like, whoa, I'm really excited for this Taurus new moon. I'm kind of curious for you guys. Let me know in the comments down below. Are you curious? Because, man, friends, let me tell you, Taurus is giving fun, love, but it's also giving shower me with everything I came here to experience in this life. That's what it's coming up with. So anything that isn't in alignment of that, anything that doesn't respect what you came here to experience, will be dissolved. And through that is through your practices and just really honoring your temple first. If you want that from other people, then you best be doing it for yourself. And if it's not that case, then Spirit's going to give you that awakening during this Taurus new moon. Let's talk about plants. Now, let me tell you, I used to do plants for you guys in the moon and I miss them. And since going deeper into working with the elders with the medicinal plants and deepening my stewardship as a medicine woman with plants, I'm like, I want to bring this back. So let me know how you enjoy this at the end of this. But there are 2 plants that came up. And again, I'm not a doctor. I am only sharing this out of love and wisdom. I always have to share this in my videos. But the 2 that come up is rosemary and ashwagandha. So let me go into these 2 beautiful plants. Rosemary is the one plant that every single one of us should have in your kitchen. You should have it in your house. If you are, everyone's a herbalist. Everyone is a medicine being in their bones. I need you to know that even if you do not, you're not considered a herbal, whatever titles you want to call it, we're all herbalists. We're all medicine beings in our own way. And rosemary was one of the first plants that taught me so much about healing. And it literally releases anything that does not respect you or honor your template. It releases any lower frequency or darker energies and releases them and dispenses them. This is an energy that can be great for antibiotic, anti-inflammatory, anti-anything that is not in alignment. It is great for increasing iron, vitamin B, gets rid of anything that doesn't align with you, and can also be used for releasing in your space. So some great things that I thought would be perfect for you 3 days before the day of and 3 days after is actually boiling rosemary on the fire for 15 to 20 minutes, letting it cool down and putting it in a spray bottle and misting it over your body and being as a smudging space. I know some of you probably live in an apartment, maybe you can't smudge. You can spray some rosemary on your body and cleanse yourself in the mornings and at night and cleanse your space around the house. Now, keep this spray bottle in the fridge so it doesn't ferment, and you can take it out when you use it and put it back in. Another great way is to actually have rosemary tea to connect with the medicine, and you can also have rosemary in your bath as well. The second plant is ashwagandha, which is an amazing plant for just helping with your energies, mood stabilizer, life force energy. It lowers blood sugar for those of you, and it can also help release stress, anxiety, boost fertility. So for those of you wanting to birth a child or birth an idea, this is a great plant to work with, and it aligns your root chakra healing. This can be beautifully used as well to help as a tea. You can even infuse the 2 and boil both of them on the pot and and spray over your body, spray in your space, and connect with the spirit of it to cleanse and protect your space, and using it twice a day, morning and night. Now, two other special practices that I'm going to be sharing, and I'm actually going to be sharing it in the breath work with you guys in the Taurus New Moon breathwork ceremony that's happening on May 8th. So if you want to come to that, we're going to be actually going over a couple other rituals and supports for the moon. Sorry, my phone, actually my camera ended up cutting off. So as I was saying, for this Taurus breathwork that we're happening on May 8th, we are going to be doing a ritual, and I'm going to be sharing with you guys a practice that can support you to do with these plants even deeper. So if you'd like to come to that again, you can register down below. Okay. Let's finish up this beautiful reading with some card pulls. I love doing card pulls with you guys. And what I will ask you to do is, one, share with me in the comments if it feels good to you right now. What was the biggest takeaway that you got in this video? And how are you looking forward? Or maybe should I reword that? What are you looking forward to as you step into this era with these master numbers and these beautiful plants and these beautiful grandmother moon, the Taurus new moon in grandmother moon's energy? And what are you calling in? You know, new moons is all about setting new intentions, receiving, giving, receiving what we need at this time. So what are you calling to receive at this time? And now I want you to breathe into yourself 3 times. So taking deep breath in through the nose, exhale out through the mouth, and we are going to pull out some cards for us, okay? So just breathing, what do we need to know for this Taurus New Moon happening on May 8th, and what we can receive, okay? So we got 3 beautiful cards, and I just want to say before I share them that how can we honor change and chaos a little bit more? You know, there's a difference between chaos when things aren't aligned and chaos when everything is shifting because we're ready for a whole new life. And I just want to remind you, because I know the collective right now, and a lot of you are going through the good change. It's the good chaos. It's the everything is moving and we're just going with it, and Spirit's calling us to surrender, and that's okay. And this is what this card is calling us to do. We have this beautiful horse, which is great medicine, and this tower energy that's at the top, and the direction of the compass. So it's telling you that instead of focusing so much on what is changing, noticing that the compass will go in whatever direction is meant after the storms out, right? So during this Taurus new moon, it's all about replenishing yourself while you're inside your home of your being and your new version of self that is integrating. And you're outside looking at the window at the storm, right? And you're staying in and you're taking a bath and you're having tea and you're journaling. It's like that feeling when it's pouring, raining outside, and you can smell the earth, you can smell the plants, and you can smell that medicine outside, just like that misty, humid moisture of the earth being alive in a rainy, stormy day. But yet you're inside and you're in this space of cocooning and hermiting, and that's okay. We have the treasure island. So the turtle is saying, take it slow and more treasures will come to you. Don't focus so much on how much you should be doing more and more. You've done the work. Now it's time for Spirit to come in, sweep in, and do the rest of it to align everything that is meant to be. You also have the community. So it's saying that don't forget that you came here to be part of something bigger. And every person in this planet has a role in community. And you are getting a eureka moment with the master number 21 of what your role is. You're cracking the code and how you can actually receive abundance from your gifts. And I always say that your gifts can support you when they're aligned. If they are not supporting you, something is not aligned. I had a conversation with someone who applied to my one-on-one rebirth program, and they said like they were supporting other people. And I said, that's beautiful. But one thing I will share with you, everything you shared is literally the other energy of what you're training people, mentoring people to do. So how is that authentically you? How are you showing up authentically to the people you hold space for? And this person was kind of like, ooh, this is truth coming in, but it's true. So again, this is a great example of where are we giving our energy and like doing things for others and thinking that that's really abundance. When we start to fill in our cup, we can get more clarity of what our gifts are in this life and what we are meant to do. So it becomes easier, and then we're not seeking from an empty cup that's not even our cup in the first place. But we think it's our cup because we feel like that's supposed to be what we want, but really it's what we think we're missing. So let's get the ancestors here. Ancestors, let's call them in for what they need to know for this beautiful Taurus New Moon. What are your messages for the family? Taking 3 deep breaths into your body. Breathing into the solar plexus, the heart. Wooch, wooch. We got some 3 cards. Okay, so receive and just sit and relax and receive. That's how easy it can be for you. Enjoy success and happiness. We got the sun. So if it's a sunny day, 3 days before the day of and after, ask the sun to show you this uplifting energy, to give you this uplifting energy for the moon ritual come the night comes. They work together, sun and moon. So allow the sun to show you the happiness, the joy of life in the days, and at night to reflect on that at night with the moon. You have the shaman, trust the higher forces. Trust the higher forces know what they need to do. And it's not what you think they need to do, but it's really what is in alignment, because there is such a deeper layers that we as humans, I almost knocked myself there. We as humans, we forget, right? So just let nature do its course. You know, we don't tell nature, we don't tell a tree in the middle of winter. I just heard sirens. This means listen up. We don't tell a tree to grow when it's not supposed to grow. We don't tell a tree to harvest when it's not supposed to harvest. So why do we tell a human to do that, right? Why do you tell yourself to do that? Instead, it is connecting to a knowing, which is why you need to hermit right now, because hermit is all about taking care of yourself, replenishing yourself, coming back to the root chakra, balancing your root chakra. When you can do that, then the world can see you, and you can come out of the world feeling confident in yourself. You're not questioning all the new awakenings that you have come into your divinity and your spirit and your truth. And when you can do that, guess what? You're recharged. You don't feel tired, exhausted. And for those who do feel exhausted this time, this is a wake-up call of how much of your energy is going out. It's a reminder. Listen. The eclipse was the first call. This is your second little wake-up call. So again, I always say things come in 3. This is number 3. So if this is your second warning, listen to that with these sirens going off in my back of my place here. So Earth Mother, so we have feel the earth. So root chakra, this is her holding you. She's holding you so deeply. So ask for support. Great question. When was the last time you went outside? Be honest. When was the last time you went outside? If the answer is I don't remember, you should probably go outside after this reading, because this is what you'll need to do for the Taurus New Moon 3 days before the day of and 3 days after. Nature is our medicine. Nature is what grounds us. Nature is what keeps us in our knowing. And when we stay disconnected into it, we find ourselves giving energy out like a robot and not like an actual being that has feelings, right? And this is the eureka moment. You're like, whoa, I am nature, nature is me. And whatever way that nature is showing me how it wants to be shown in my relationship, do I stay inside all the time? Well, then maybe your relationship with nature of yourself is, you got to look at that, right? When you go outside, you explore. What is your relationship with nature? What's your relationship with your phobias of nature? These are all ways that tell us the secrets of our spirit and our secrets as to what's preventing us from receiving the abundance that we came here to experience. So that's a great thing that just came up. What are the things that you fear of nature, and how is that fear connection to how you give to yourself and respect yourself and give love and fill your cup, right? Authentically. So I hope you enjoyed this beautiful reading. This was fun to catch up with you guys as always. And let me know down below what resonated with you. If you have any questions, maybe I'll do a part 2, little relax, laid back, live. We'll see. I'll feel into it. I always say spirit calls me when I gotta work. So I don't like to plan it. We'll see what spirit says, but let me know down below. And also I'd love to invite you to the Taurus New Moon breathwork that's happening May 8th, 5 to 8 p.m. Eastern time. You can register in the link tree down below, as well as all the other breathworks to come. I'll be hosting breathworks for every moon cycle up until the beginning of July before I head to Peru which brings me to the next invitation. If you are wanting to sit with Aya, Kambo, master plants, please go apply to the retreats application down below. There are limited spots available to get to sit with the elders and really sit with the medicines and heal yourself with nature. Again, everything I talked about in this video, this is the time we have to come together in community and sit in plant medicine and connect with ourselves, our true divinity and who we are. So you can apply down below, as well as one-on-one rebirth program and many more things and offerings down below. Okay, I hope you guys have a beautiful, beautiful, amazing Taurus New Moon. I'll be posting the meditation for you, and I'm sending you many blessings on your journey of pouring your cup in the deepest way. Bye.